It is
worthy entertainment.
About 6 months ago, we had, I'll look more professional, sorry PJ. About 6 months ago, we had planned, and you guys were in the conversation, the Gold Cup Zoomy Zoom meeting, and you guys were brought up by Brad, Rachel, and everybody. So that was the idea to put you guys here on Thursday. So that's why you are here now. Obviously, it's good to have you guys here, and getting a decent little crowd. We put it out on Facebook. We had multiple different times. Apologize about that. The poster says noon, then we heard 2, 4, now we're at 3, and we're all here, huh?
Yeah, we kind of gotten, like, how much time do you need to kind of get in race mode? Because, like, we're racing tonight.
Yeah, I completely missed the driver's meeting last night because I read that the driver's meeting was at 5:30. So how much time do I need? I need,
Put on your chin.
Oh, put it on my chin, I'm sorry, okay. So I came back to the RV, took a shower, just kind of relaxed and rested, and I headed out at 5:20. So I need 10 minutes before the driver's meeting.
Typical driver. Just prima donna right there.
How much time did you need for resting yesterday? You didn't get many hours of sleep last night.
Yeah, well, we had the...
2 nights ago, excuse me.
Yeah, but we had the amazing golf tournament that Kyle Larson put on. It was... it was banging. Like, it totally packed. It had a ton of people. Like, it was the best golf tournament that I think the Gold Cup has ever put together. So,
which I think is a sign of all the effort that the SLC crew is doing. So
100%.
they're trying to make every little thing a little better, and the golf tournament was a little better this year.
Yeah, I'm excited.
How come we're making things better and you two get worse when you finish the races? What the hell's up with this? We're better and you guys are worse. You used to be great and Gold Cup sucked. Now it's opposite.
So Gold Cup's good now, and I suck ass now, right? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Are you saying 24th place isn't good?
I'm not thinking that's good now.
Hey, we're in a generation now where if you try, you did your best, you get a ribbon. So I want my ribbon for 24th place last night.
We get participation trophies all the time.
Yep. Let me do this. So obviously, Shark, how old are you now?
43.
43, how about that? Round of applause for the Shark at 43, still getting it done.
43, thanks guys.
And who enjoys his mustache? Yeah, all right, pretty sexy. Forsberg, tell me, how old are you and where's your mustache?
I'm 48, and it would take me 48 years to grow a mustache like that. So yeah, there's not much facial hair going on here. So if you come up and look right now, this is like 2 weeks.
So last night, Misty Castleberry wrote me, and she thought she was the oldest driver at last night's race. So we did a little calculations, and she was not. It was Willie Croft.
Willie Croft.
Willie Croft, don't retire.
Then
don't retire, Willie Croft.
Then you, dude. And then Misty. That was the oldest three, and then you would probably be 4th or 5th.
Probably 4th then.
And that would be a better finish than you got in the race.
I know. I still
Congratulations.
Still
We gave these guys trophy for ages, they'd be winning all the time. So, what's that? Oh, there's Misty. Hi.
Misty's here.
I get a text, I get a personal DM, I think that's what the young kids call it, direct message from Misty, at 1 a.m. in the morning, worried about if she was the oldest driver, and I was like, I might see some cleavage. I'm like, what is this at 1 a.m.? My wife's sleeping, as always. I'm on the couch. Misty Castleberry pops up. I'm like, holy crap, I'm ready. And then we're having a conversation about who is the oldest driver. I think I was. I was like, shit. Kidding me, Misty? 1 a.m.? So we did a little research, got back to her, and did find out it was Willie Croft. So I think Willie, 52, 53-ish. I think that's where he's at. So anyways, that was that.
The first time I started thinking about that, Kyle Hurst, so I don't know how many years ago he retired, but it was several years ago. We're at Petaluma, and he was so depressed. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, I think I'm the top 3 oldest guy here. I'm like, what? Like, that's a thing? You think about that? He's like, yeah, well, look, it's you, Andy. I think it's just me. I'm next. I'm the 3rd oldest guy here. And then he quit. So me and Andy, we're not smart enough to quit yet.
Well, that is something very cool. Seeing if we can get our first guest. I don't think, is Mike Hess here?
Mike's here.
Where's Mike Hess?
Right to you.
Come on up. I didn't see you. Sorry, I'm looking with my glasses. We're invite him up. I'll turn the microphone over to these guys. The show last night was so flawlessly run. We were done by 9:15 with 50 cars, and it was due to this guy. How about it for Mike Hess, everybody?
Yeah, thanks for
Director of competition for the Kubota High Limit Series. and he is a big fan of these two also, and he's also a race car driver, don't forget.
Yeah.
So we can ask him about that. Here you go, boys.
Well, he's a big fan, but I think he saw me for the very first time last night.
No, that was Tuesday.
Tuesday night, sorry, yeah. He's like, I don't know who, I know the name Sean Becker. I've never seen you before in my life.
Well, I sure as hell didn't recognize you with the mustache.
Yeah, nobody recognized me with the mustache.
Okay, so we have an issue here with young drivers in California, right? And I have an issue with directors of competition not directing our young drivers. So this guy is my hero because he does a moderate amount of directing. But I don't know if you were here. I did in time to hear me say, I missed a driver's meeting last night. So I did not know that we were going to not even go on the track for one lap for packing. So if I had been the first car to push off and I drove on the racetrack, what would you have done?
Well, see, I figured that somebody wouldn't be paying attention or didn't show up, so I sat with the buggy right on the edge of the track to make sure nobody did.
I figured I could literally get your head to blow off your shoulders if I did that. I also heard a thing today that I did not know. You have the track record at Eldora in a midget. Is that true?
That is correct.
Wow. Track record at Eldora. I mean, come on.
Set that in 2005.
And it still stands.
It's dead.
Uh-oh.
There it goes. Yeah, the track that day was just perfect to put it on the floor right in the middle and barely turn the wheel, so just ran me good, and it was Esslinger about killed me because I ran it with the small motor and they were pushing for the bigger cubic inches, and I almost made it so they didn't get the bigger cubic
Yeah,
inches.
no kidding. You screwed up their plan.
Absolutely did.
So what did you think of our behavior last night?
I was talking, I mean, anybody I talked to, I felt like everybody did a really good job. I saw a lot of guys, somebody got sideways in front of you. Matter of fact, Tony Gomez saved you once. He hit the brakes, you got a little sideways in 1 and 2, and he hit the brakes, he could have cleaned you out. And I saw that multiple times, and years past I haven't, so I thought they did pretty good. I'd give them 7.5 out of 10 compared to 2 or 3 in the previous years.
Wow, okay, so maybe just your influence on one night moved the needle.
I mean,
Because you talked about respect. Yeah, you talked about respect at the driver's meeting, basically, trying to get everybody in line.
I mean, if I was racing, I'd look at it as if I was racing. I don't like running into people because if I wreck, it's going to, 1, hurt like hell, and 2, you're going to have to fix your car because I had to work on it. So I always just say race how you want to be raced, and if you want to run into, if you like running into somebody, then go somewhere else and race.
Yeah. So tell us about your background. Basically, you just midget racer for a long time, and now all of a sudden you're like high limit wing sprint car DOC.
I mean, I didn't start till I was late. I'm the same age as Andy, 48, and raced midgets right off the bat, and was pretty good, and just kept running them, and won quite a few races, and some Badger championships, and Power Eye championships, and won the Hut 100 at Terre Haute with USAC, won at Knoxville, was running 3rd at Belleville, and bleeder stuck, so I come in with a pound in the left rear and finished 9th in the big show, but just was pretty good in the midget and whatnot, and I didn't like real jobs, so I wanted to do something in racing when I was close to being out of the seat, and family business at that time was getting sold, so at that point I had to find a job, and at that time a friend of mine said, hey, the Outlaws are looking for a tech guy, and I'm like, well, all right, and went and did that for a year, and wasn't what I wanted to do. It was okay, but left there, went back and shuffled food for Cisco for a year, and then that's when Don Gravy quit, and then Doug Lockwood from out here did it, and he was going back home, so Carlton called me and said, hey, do you want to do it? And that was September 2015 until this last September.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a good ride, had fun. Then Brad was working on me for over a year before this, and I kept saying, oh, whatever.
Because you're
whatever.
the best in the business, that's why. Like Brad, one of the best people around him, like you did it, I'd say you did a damn good job of getting the best people like in the right positions to kind of get the shows moving along, but also like run like with the high quality, so like you do that.
I think they put together a lot of people with passion for sprint car racing. Like everybody that works for us, from me to Kendra to Anthony Greeny to Brian Walker to my infield guys, Cody and Trent. Like, they all have a passion for racing and love it and want to see the best out of it. So we just do our best to try to do the best we can, and most nights it goes off good. Some nights you look like a monkey, you know, in a football, but most part this year, for coming out of the gate with a whole new crew and everything, I think we've done pretty good.
So you said you worked with the Outlaws till September. How'd that transition go?
Not well. I mean, I went and worked the Highland race at Lernerville, and they were going to pay me really good money to go work it. So when I did that, Outlaws called the very next day and fired me, and I said I just wanted to go to work, needed some extra money, and they didn't like that. So that was that, and on we go. I kind of wished, you know, it is what it is, and life goes on, and I'm happy about it. So.
Did they send your stuff to you in a box? Is that true?
No, I was in, we were passing through Lernerville because we were going to PA, and then the truck driver who I got the job for, he's from local by me in Illinois, they told him he couldn't ride with me from Williams Grove where he's leaving the truck to the hotel because I had a rental car, and you know, so it was whatever. I got my stuff that day and said, I'll, you know, left him with my computer and whatnot, and said, you know, that way we're done.
And on to greener pastures.
I mean, you always hope it's greener, but going into the unknown, that's where we are, and it's what we're doing, and none of us are stopping, you know, what we're doing. We're always looking for better, bigger, you know, more races, higher paying races, everything, you know, under the sun.
Well, from what I've seen on Flow, you guys are doing a good job. So what, do you guys like the high limits races on Flow? I mean, these guys are knocking it out of the park. You know, it would be really cool if a local guy won tonight, right?
Well, we were just sitting talking in the trailer, and they said, how many laps are we going to run the B on Saturday? And we always make up fictitious stuff and whatnot. And we said, well, let's just make it whoever wins Saturday, the next year's B main is the number of laps of the car. And I said, well, I want Fortford to win. This will be awesome.
That's what I say when people have memorial races in honor of their number. I wish they had a higher number because that's how much they paid. So, have you ever driven a wing sprint car? Have you ever thought about that?
Oh yeah, I've run everything except a late model and a big block modified. But I've ran a UMP modified. I've run a wing car, non-wing car. I ran third in a wing car. With obviously better in that for what you know, coming from the midget.
Yeah, more like a midget.
Yeah. So yeah, I ran a little bit of everything whenever I could. Yeah, one weekend I ran a midget, ran the non-wing, ran a Silver Crown car, and then went back and ran the wing car on Sunday. So, or the midget on Sunday up in Sun Prairie. So I did all I could when I was younger.
What was your favorite style of car? Was it the midget though?
Silver Crown.
Oh really?
I absolutely love the Silver Crowns on the big miles, and I think my driving style, the midget, always copied that because I was pretty good on half miles of keeping the car straight and whatnot, and getting in the Silver Crown car, it matched what I like to do. You're just going a lot faster in a bigger car. So, but as a kid growing up, I always favorite car, watching them my whole life.
Yeah, Logan CV always told me you got to get in a Silver Crown car. He absolutely loves those things. But this obviously is kind of far away from home from you, right?
A little bit. I'm from Illinois. Moved to Florida a couple years ago, so yeah, I'm a long way away from home.
So whenever you do the West Coast trips, like, you kind of, in the back of your head, are you rolling your eyes like, far away from home, this is going to be a grind?
No, I think I look at it as I get to go see some cool racing. I get to see people I've met throughout the years at the different tracks, and, you know, catch up and say hi, and then by the time it's time to go home, I'm ready. But it's nice to see everybody across the coast that you've made acquaintance with for years and years on the road. So, no, I think traveling wise, I'm conditioned to it and I'm used to it. I'm ready to go home. We just got a puppy 4 months ago, so I'm ready to see my dog.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, it's part of the job. So.
Any favorite Gold Cup memories in the past?
You know, I have only been around for really the good last couple years, and years before that weren't the same. But no, I mean, you know, every night.
We've had some good races. You threw a clipboard at my wife one time.
I did not. She said it was a pin, and I have no idea. I don't remember. But I mean, it's that passion. I want to see a good show. I want to see it efficient, and I want to get folks on their way early so they have choices. They can go get something to eat. You can go to the pitch. You can come here and party. It just give you choices, and you get done at 11. That takes about 3/4 of the people out of that. So just try to get done and have a good show and fair and efficient and do the same thing every time. And I think we do good 90% of the time. I'm human. We're all human. We'll make mistakes. It's how you fix the mistake and admit to it, and I think we do good with that.
Yeah, no, well, I can't thank you enough for being here. Like, me and Andy are big fans, just the way you run your program. Yeah, huge thank you to all you do. Appreciate what you do, and what do you got to do now? Like, race is about to start, pit meetings in an hour and a half or so. So
yeah, I do this. We do the schedule, which here it's easy. I get my driver's meeting done, which I did it before I come here, since I was coming here. And
what time, so Andy can show up?
What time is driver's meeting?
You're not coming anyway, so it's at 5:30, Andy.
It was supposed to be last night at 5:30.
Well, somebody changed it to 5:15, but that wasn't me. I was just guest last night. So tonight it's 5:30, less cars later on track. But just keep an eye on things, see how the track's progressing, see what cars are coming in, keep in tune with Walker and Anthony, and make sure they're getting all their registrations and all that done, and just try to keep things in tune and get the signage up. We're a pretty small group right now, so we all work on banners and do that. There's no job none of us will do, and get to where about 4 o'clock, and then kind of take a break and wait for the driver's meeting.
All right, Mike, I got to jump in. Known you a long time. And last year at the bikini contest, you tell me something between us, but I'm going to share it with our close friends. You said, Troy, you're one of my top 5 favorite announcers. Am I still that to you? And would you like to work with me next year at Chico full time?
Was there alcohol involved?
There was plenty of alcohol involved. So I'm just putting you on the spot. Do you remember this or not?
Chico full-time, I think you probably have to talk to Brad a little bit on that. I think he's going to veto that, but I don't know about full-time. I kind of like Florida. Sorry, Troy. But I think when I am done traveling or whatnot, I would like to be at a track, and try to make the track as best as it could be. So can't rule it out.
What about me? Forgot about me. That's the most important thing.
I just thought you were ingrained here. I didn't think you were leaving anytime, ever.
I'm not. I just want to work with you more often.
Yeah, I had to keep you. You said that was the fastest show you've been a part of for 50 cars last night. I was a little disappointed I wasn't done before 9.
All right, well, there you go. You're 15 minutes off. So, all right, and Mike, thank you so much. Everybody, Mike Hess, what a good sport for being here. Appreciate you, Mike.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right. Hold it up, Andrew.
we get a half a car length on starts tonight, correct?
Go ahead, try it, see how it works out.
Hey, I thought you were pretty kind to me at Placerville last Saturday. I didn't think I left early, and then I looked at the video and I was like, ooh, boy, that was pushing my luck. Do you remember that start?
I like the front row to decide.
Okay.
If the guy don't come with you, that's
Okay.
sometimes I think
I got to learn these things.
You're
It takes
still
them
learning
on
at
over in the
48.
front row.
All right.
you'll find the limit someday if you keep racing.
Okay. I don't want to find a limit.
All right, up next, so happy and proud to announce this guy. We've been longtime friends. Our families grew up together back in Grass Valley. We've remained close. I'm lucky to work with him the last 3 years. SLC Promotions, the Vision of Gold Cup, Napa 49 Auto Parts driver, Brad Sweet! Yes. Bradley, what a great turnout. My first question to you is thanks for having the vision that we have here and trying to make Gold Cup great again.
Yeah, no, it's just, is this work? My voice isn't as good as Troy's here, so I guess I got to get a little closer.
Hey,
but
get up on the wheel.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a passion for Kyle, Colby, and I, and my wife, and all the people that put a lot of time and effort into getting Gold Cup to maybe come back to what it once was. It's something that I have a lot of childhood memories. Obviously with Andy and Sean, we all grown up here, and Gold Cup was such a big part of all our lives and why we became race car drivers. And it's just fun to kind of go full circle and be given back and kind of have a vision and been across the country and seen a lot of great events. So working with great people to try to build this thing back up, and it's not possible without all the fans coming out, and not possible without, guys like Andy and Sean doing all these extra things, and Troy Hennig, and just everybody that puts the effort in. So just really appreciative and excited to get the week started here, and obviously excited to race tonight.
So let's go back to where it all started. How old were you when you went to Cycleland?
I think I started racing when I was 8 years old, go-karts up at Red Bluff, and then we went to Cycleland right after. So I'm 38, so 30 years, that's, I've been going a while. So it really makes time, pass by racing, the amount of things we do in a year just makes time fly. So it's just been pretty crazy.
Through the years, going to Red Bluff, watching the box stock class has always been my favorite, because you see kids 7, 8 years old, like, setting people up to make passes. It's just like impressive. Like, half the field can do it, the other half are just kind of cruising around. This kid was so fast and so small, I don't think they had a helmet that fit his head. So it looked like he was always looking out the right side of his car, because the helmet's like shifted to the right and he's going so damn fast, like passing everybody. Like, he was so impressive to watch. It's been a pleasure to kind of watch you grow through the years, like onto the 125 class. So it's really funny. He finally gets to the open class. I think beats me like first week, and he's like, man, you were behind me on one of the restarts, and I was a little nervous, but then I'm like, oh, I got him. He's like 50 miles an hour faster than me.
I think I was...
Was it open? You were probably like 12?
Yeah, 12. Yeah, about 12 years old, yeah. No, I was definitely tiny. So go-karts were definitely a challenge for me, how small, but yeah, I grew up with the Shark and the Sharks family, going to the races a lot. And Sharks, I was still out at cycling the other night. I think I still saw Shark out there, so he's still doing it after all these years. But it was a lot of fun growing up racing with these guys, for sure.
So eventually you have to grow up a little bit and start working.
I don't know where this is going.
That was the least productive year in Creative Finishes Plus history when you worked for me.
I think that was the same year you brought Candace on too, right?
So this guy...
So was it me or was it Candace?
It was you. Candace would work in the office, and this guy did not like to stand for some reason. Do you remember stealing her chair every day out of the office?
Yeah, I mean, hard labor and cabinet finishing. I always said I have great admiration for Andy Forsberg. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen, but I certainly didn't like working next to him because it made me look extremely lazy, and I've never finished a cabinet since the day he fired me. So, and I never will. I just send it over to Andy and get it back the next day.
So this guy used to text, and he was, what were you, 18, 19-ish at that point?
Yeah.
And he was trying to make deals going, and this is when he would have his phone, and this is back when you would text somebody, and you'd have to push a button 3 times to get to a certain letter. So his text conversations would take like 15 minutes over in the corner of the shop. So texting finally did this guy in. But I do joke with him that it's a good thing he found a job where he could sit down and make a career. But I would have never in a million years thought that a guy that was sanding cabinets next to me would be the champion that he became. And then he gives up that and tries to become this promoter. So where did this all come from?
Yeah, I think, a lot of adversity, never giving up, just wanting it bad enough. And I think, in life, each chapter creates the next level of yourself and the next version of yourself. And so I so badly wanted to be a professional race car driver, and I got in a position where I got hired by KKR, and then it was like, man, I don't ever want to lose this opportunity. So just worked extremely hard to get in a position to win the World of Outlaw Championship. I remember losing to Donnie Schatz 5 years in a row, and just sitting there thinking I'm not going to lose to him next year. Like, I can't stand it. Like, it's either that or I quit and do something else. I was just so, I don't know, I just became so focused and so passionate about doing it. And then once I overcame beating, Donnie at the Knoxville Nationals in 2018, it was like I just got hyper-focused on becoming the next version of myself, the next level of myself. And it's just like once you get that mentality, it doesn't ever go away. So, it's once you kind of know that you can accomplish anything, it just really snowballs. And then, I have a book where I write everything down that I want to accomplish. And it was like, I want to be the World of Outlaw champion. And then it was like, I want to take gold. I want to have the biggest sprint car race on the West Coast. I want to elevate 410 racing on the West Coast. I want to, take over Silver Dollar Speed. I wrote these things down like 5-6 years ago, and it's really crazy how you can manifest things, but and then everything you do, you start to gain confidence, and you realize how to accomplish things. People are everything. You know, building a team, getting great people around you, you know, having the vision. A lot of people can't look way out in front and then, you know, figure out how to get there. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's really gratifying, you know, when you do, you know, have those accomplishments in life.
No, that's huge. Absolutely. I give it up for that. Hearing from the kind of the mind of a champion, like that's huge. Like I feel like I was listening to Kobe Bryant talk right there. So, like just that mentality, the Mamba mentality. But
for sure, he was an inspiration of mine.
Yeah.
And I think champions study champions, and I think that's just, you know, it's just not a lot of people are ever willing to go, you know, to those extremes and then, you know, put yourself through those things. And yeah, it's a really challenging way to do things, but it's the most gratifying way.
100%. Yeah, and then on top of that, so yeah, after all those accomplishments, as Andy kind of alluded, like you go on to the promotional deal, and like you starting to promote here at Silver Dollar Speedway, and then taking over Gold Cup. Like you were pretty adamant, like early on, like I want it back to the original format that we kind of grew up watching racing, like split field, the Thursday, Friday, and like.
I love it when the first time I say it and everybody says, nope, can't do it, can't happen. And that's the best thing you can say to me, because then it's like, we're definitely doing it. We're going to figure it out. And yeah, so Gold Cup needs to be this format. I feel like it needs to be the split field. It's the build up, it's an event. And then I think the knowledge I've gained from going to all the events across the country, you know, there's big events in Pennsylvania, there's big events in Knoxville, Iowa, Eldora, just taking little bits and pieces, you know, listening to the fans and watching the fan engagement. It's just, it's not just a race. There needs to be something for everybody. Like these things are just as important as the races tonight. You know, the camaraderie in the campground, just everything that goes into this event. The glow party, you know, has turned into a big deal. Obviously the bikini contest is fun and exciting for, you know, some people, but the races is...
You guys like the bikini contest, correct? Okay, then they're going to still do it tomorrow.
And then also having that atmosphere of someone going for $100,000 to win on Saturday night, and a local legitimately having a shot, so the crowd can really get behind that. So yeah, just building the promotion to where there's just something for everybody is just super important. And even if the races aren't the best races that you've ever seen, we just want the fans to leave Gold Cup and be like, that's a must-see event. You know, we have to go with our friends next year. And that's what we try to accomplish here. We just keep trying to add little things throughout the week that keep everybody entertained and having fun.
Yeah, give it up. So yeah, I mean, I've been a fixture here forever, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, but the improvements that have been going on, the steps that have been made to kind of bring this facility back up to where, you know, it needs to be. And, you know, we were talking about the glow party. So the glow party is going to be in the pavilion, you know, and it was like, oh man, is that going to be good? Yeah, good job, glow party. You guys, you're doing a good job. Is it going to be the same as when it was out there? And then I started thinking about it, you know, way back 100 years ago, the bikini contest used to be in a little building over there. And then, you know, look, it moved into bigger and better things. And now the glow party's moving into bigger and better things. And there's nothing that's going on with the Gold Cup that's not bigger and better. So thank you very much, Brad.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's just progress, and it takes time. That's the biggest thing. It takes a lot more time than anybody, you know, wants to acknowledge. But we'll keep plugging away, and I think the glow party is going to be great. I think the races will be great tonight. I'm excited for tomorrow night's races. Excited for all the events, and super pumped on Saturday night to be racing for $100,000 to win. And obviously, hope these guys next to me are up there battling it out. Hopefully we're all battling it out, and hopefully one of us actually would be kind of
wouldn't that be a fairy tale? First, second, third.
That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited, and yeah, hopefully the fans will have the balloons, and you know, hopefully that atmosphere Saturday night will be bigger than it's ever been.
So I appreciate you saying it would be really cool for us to finish, you know, top three or battling for the top. But I did have a conversation with you a week ago where you told me it's going to be tough for you to make the A, Andy. So now you're changing your mind?
No, I mean, if you keep driving off the track like I've seen you do the last 5 times here, this guy every time, it's like you'd think after, 30 years in the race car, you'd know the limit or you'd know where the edge of the track is? I mean, how many races have you raced here at Silver Dollar?
I know where the limit's at. I just can't see it anymore. I gotta raise my visor up and go like, okay, turn.
All right, Candace, we need to get him some glasses, I think.
I got cheaters, but they don't work on the racetrack. So there was a Facebook question. It's still twofold. How did you get the name The Worm, and how did you get the name The Big Cat?
Yeah, so actually Kyle Main gave me the nickname The Worm. He's an old friend of mine, and I think he gave me The Worm because I was always just, finding my way into different...
Worming around?
I don't know, was it you or Kyle that gave me the Worm name, Troy Boy?
My dad, Rick.
Oh, Rick. Okay, Rick gave it to you. Okay, so he called me The Worm, and then maybe...
Kyle got it.
Then Kyle... I just remember Kyle Main, that's all he ever called me, and then... The Big Cat is not the greatest story, but it got stuck with me as I was roommating with J.R. Todd, who's an NHRA funny car driver. And we used to watch that show, Fantasy Factory, with Rob Dyrdek. And then he called his cousin The Big Cat, and we just thought that was funny and started calling each other it. Well, then J.R. just started calling me it in public, and then next thing I know, Johnny Gibson comes out with, The Big Cat. So I got stuck with it now, but... I wish it was a cooler story, but that's the story of the Big Cat.
You're BK in the goat and the outlaw carts.
I know, I have like 2 identities. When I go out to the go-kart track, everybody's like, hey, BK, and it's like, I haven't been called that in a long time, but that used to be my name, was BK Sweet. And then when I got into sprint cars, there was some other guy named BK, so I wasn't able to kind of keep that nickname.
I kind of had to move on from that one. So, yeah, we only have like half hour Andy was saying we only need like 10-15 minutes to kind of get ready. Like, what do you need to do? How long does it take you to get in race mode?
Race mode or promoter mode or...
I think you're always in promoter mode, right?
Yeah, no, race mode, honestly, I'm better off keeping my mind, really off of it. And just once I get in the car, get out there, talk to the crew chief, but... I try to just show up and, I have such good people working on my race car that they kind of have everything ready to go, and then I get in and I've been doing it a long time, so just kind of react to whatever the car's giving me, and then, we get into race mode pretty quick once we fire engines, or, kind of once you're cleaning your helmet and getting ready, I kind of get, look in the notes and kind of see where we're starting, kind of think, but we've been together for a good while, so we kind of know exactly where we start here. It's just we don't know what we're going to do through the night, as far as changes and what the track's going to give us. It's a windy day, obviously. It's the second night on the racetrack, so you never know. Chico's a very finicky racetrack. It can be wet one night, slick the next night, and I think
Andy likes slick. He told me.
This wind, it's always going to be, super wet in the wind here. So, no, I don't even think the water's hitting the racetrack right now. It'll be tricky. I think the wind will actually mess with the handling a little bit tonight. So, yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't think about it too much until I get out there and just kind of whatever gets thrown at us, we just react to.
So how do you, throughout kind of this series, are you having to wear a lot of hats, and are you putting fires out before racing events actually go on?
Honestly, no. I mean, I think that's just the preparation of having a good team. High Limit has a great team with a great leader in Mike Hess and Kendra Jacobs and some really great people that have a lot of experience. And I can let those guys, on the High Limit side, I don't feel like I have to do anything. And that's really the only way that we're going to be successful is for me to not be involved as a race driver. Maybe down the road I can get a little more involved, but and as far as what they do out here at Silver Dollar, my wife handles everything, and then I just kind of hang out. So no, they do a good job. I got great people prepping the track. We obviously lost Lowell, and that's been a huge loss for us. He was not only a mentor, but he had such a wealth of knowledge on what to do here at Silver Dollar. It was like we never had to worry about it, and now we got to kind of learn and try to gain some of that knowledge ourselves. And so we're working hard to try to figure it out. Brought my brother-in-law Chuck in, and Mark Cooper, who's got some experience, and Don, who's always been helping. So we got good people there, but yeah, it just comes down to the preparation. It could be a shit show or it could not be, but if we've got good planning, so far it goes pretty smooth. And yeah, like tonight I'll just be racing like everybody else. I'll get yelled at, I'm sure, at some point, like that I did something wrong, but I just tell them, go yell at Mike Hess or go yell at the track prep crew. Don't yell at me. I'm just, I'm here to race drive tonight.
Well, I think what you've done here is excellent. I think we're in for a good show tonight. Like you said, one way or the other, if the race isn't good, we're going to have fun out here. And Gold Cup 70's rocking right now.
Yeah, and also Saturday night too. The promoter in me, I got to make sure I hit it. The Pit Crew Challenge is going to be in here. Kenny Wallace is coming tomorrow night, hang out with us, and then he's going to do his dirt track live show Saturday, right up to the drivers meeting, and then we'll do the drivers meeting up here public. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Saturday will be a big fun day for everybody, and obviously we got 3 more fun days here. So let's enjoy it, and may the best man win.
What's the scoop on the car show too? Cars and coffee.
Yeah, there's a cool car show. It'll be out in the front parking area. We were going to do it in here, but I think too many cars signed up, so I think that's like 8 in the morning till noon, or maybe 10 to noon, something like that. So just, when people get up, get in the morning and get drinking their coffee, they can kind of cruise around and look at all the old cars. I think there's a little cash, prize for whoever wins that, and then then it'll kind of get into the day where we'll have the barbecue. Obviously, the barbecue crew kill it every year. And then we'll go and do the Pit Crew Challenge. We're going to do 2 cars kind of getting pushed by their crews down into a spot. They'll have to change a front axle, and then whatever car wins out of the 2 will go on to the next round. And then there's a cash prize for the crew guys on that, trying to give the crews some love. And then we're going to do a fan fest where all the drivers are going to be at their merch trailers signing autographs, and the Hall of Fame's going to do the induction.
Yeah, we're inducting some cool cats, Tim Cady, Ken McKelly, and Ira Compton. So if you want to see those guys, make sure you're out there at the Fan Fest as well.
Yeah, that'll be about 3 to 4 o'clock, and then back in here for the Kenny Wallace show. He'll interview some drivers and get everybody excited about what they're about to see, and then drivers meeting, and we'll go race it out for 100,000.
Sounds great.
All right, thanks guys for coming out.
Yeah, thank you all. This is really, I guess, an honor for me and Sean. We really do this show to kind of amuse ourselves, and it just kind of snowballed. So we appreciate you guys viewing and all that stuff, and thank you for coming and supporting Gold Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't wait. This is, been one of the biggest ones I've been a part of so far, and it's just starting now, essentially. So yeah, can't wait.
It's just started, and I feel like I've been here a month. And that's mostly your guys' fault. All right, thank you, Gold Cup 70, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Let's go.